Namaskaram. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. There is a Shanti Patam, which usually a guru and Sishya together say that. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It means that may we grow together. The Guru and the Sishya, both of them say that together. That is, let us grow together. Let there be peace within. Let there be peace within all the three worlds. And let there not be any misunderstanding, or I shouldn't say dispute, any misunderstanding in understanding the concepts. So as we invoke the blessings of our Guru Garu, we just go forward. We have seen in the story yesterday of Jada Bharata. He was working through different aspects in all his three births. See, I just go back to the slide you have seen already. Yeah. So wherein what's this? Just give me a second, please. Yes. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. This is a slide. This is a picture from a book written by Guru Garu, Sadhguru Sivananda Murthy Garu, on the Kathopanishad, his commentary on the Kathopanishad. This is his courtesy. So here, Jada Bharat, the king Jada Bharat, was operating from different levels of his consciousness, we can say. Initially, he had that instinct of protecting the fawn. Then he was operating through the lower levels of consciousness or lower layers of consciousness. To understand consciousness, we can compare or we can understand with the help of a small example. Suppose there is sunlight and you construct 4 walls around that. Then the sunlight is limited to the 4 walls. It is restricted to those 4 walls. That is what is meant by the fortress we were talking about. It means our understanding and the level of functionality is limited here. It is limited to the instincts. And there was this attachment to this little baby. So he's working here from his lowermost world. Out of the Tripuras, he was working at the lowermost Pura or the fort. And then he had the desire to take a new birth, right? The desires are between the Manipura and the Anahata, the second one, where he was not able to pierce through the Vishnu Grandhi. And when Bharata was working with his wisdom or his intellect, then he is in the 3rd fort. So why did he have to behave in so many ways? Or why could we see so many aspects of his personality? It is because his previous karma was cropping up. And now see, we have already discussed that as and when the senses come in contact with some object, they hand it over to the manas or the mind. The mind will take the help of the intellect. And it is here that the previous karma comes up. And then the intellect here, when the previous karma crops up, they say that 6 demons come out. The 6 demons come in the way of our enlightenment or of our progress. What are those 6 demons? Kama, some desire or the other. We have seen in this, see, this is the Kalpa Vriksha. So as the yogi progresses, as he's evolving, a single desire is sufficient for him to come back. That is the reason why Jadabharata had to take so many births, even though he knows the theoretical aspects of that, because the desire has cropped up again. And now, the Arishad Vargas, the most important areas which manifest as our personality or our characteristics or our traits. See, a person would seem to be to the outer world or for himself. To observe himself takes a lot of effort again. Let us say, on the first hand, the person appears to the world as a lustful person, or they say he's a kama pisachi. They say pisachi is a demon like. Krodha, one would be very full of anger and that aggression. So this is one area where the personality manifests as that of Krodha. Lobha is greed. People would be amassing wealth. They want, or amassing anything for that reason. Greed. The personality would look, or this quality of Lobha takes over the personality. You don't see the person anymore. You see only that greed. The greed is so significant that the person vanishes. Moha. Moha is getting attracted to things like that. Mada is that egocentric nature. And Matsaryam is envy or jealousy. These are the usual traits we see in a person. So spirituality is consciously evolving over all these aspects. So as we observe ourselves, we find ourselves in one of these areas. The dominant trait will be in one of these areas. So we have to throw some light there. It means that we remove the walls. The example I was giving, sun, when you construct walls around, the sunlight is limited to that area. So when we remove the walls around, these are the Arishad Vargas. When we remove those walls, the sunlight is all over. And then the other significant trait of Jadabharata we could observe was charity. He was very kind. He tried to rescue the fawn. He was trying to give life to that fawn. He was trying to take care of that fawn. So the 3 sadhanas we have seen, one is yajna, dana, and tapas. So this aspect of dana or the charity could be significantly observed in his behavior there. And now the Taittiriya Upanishad, it tells us how to do charity or how to do a dana. So when we do dana, there is a prescribed procedure or the caution and care we have to take while doing a dana. Shraddha Deyam, they say. It says, the Taittiriya Upanishad says, Shraddha Deyam. You give it with absolute Shraddha, sincerity, or care. When we give something, you just don't throw the extra dime you have. No. You give something. There is a difference between sacrifice and dana again. Sacrifice is when you give away everything you have. The example we were talking about is if you have $10,000, you give away $10,000, it is sacrifice. You're giving your everything. That's a very crude example to talk about money alone. And then dana is you give a part of it. And we were also stressing on the point that yada buddhi, how much ever you may want to give, whatever your intellect says, it is not your yadha shakti. It is not your capability or capacity. So shraddha deyam, it means that you give something to somebody with absolute sincerity, care. That is shraddha. The next one is shriya deyam. Shriya deyam means you give in abundance, give a lot, so that it will not be like it will help the person in all ways. Give a lot in abundance to the person. Bhiya deyam. Bhiya is fear. It is not like actually you be concerned. That is what it means. It's not exact fear. It means you be conscious, you be careful, you just be concerned if the amount or if the things that you are giving to the person would be sufficient for him or not. And then Kriya Deyam, that means do it with utmost humility. The person who takes is not supposed to be humble. The person who gives has to be very humble for getting an opportunity to do or perform that dana. And then Samvida Deyam. This is the most important thing. We see people just giving away to anybody and everybody. That is very risky, they say. The scriptures say that. That is very risky because you have to be conscious of the very fact that to whom you are giving. That person might use it for any misdeeds. Then again, the karma is transferred to us. So we have to be conscious of to whom we are giving as well. So charity is good, but Jada Bharata was doing it at the cost of his spiritual sadhana. So this is where we have also observed another fact that non-attachment, how we should perform the karma. Karma is action. Karma has to be performed in such a way that there is no kartrutvam. There is no kartrutvam. Kartrutvam is the feeling of doership that I am doing. When that is the reason why most people, they offer their doings to their Ishta Devata. Krishna Arpanam, they say, or Ishvara Arpanam, they say. Once you assume that doership, once you start thinking that I am doing it, we have to bear the brunt of it, either good or bad. And again, we have to come back there. We just fall down the ladder. We are just trying to climb the ladder, right? We are taking the steps for salvation. Salvation is nothing but we are thinking and performing at the best possible human level. That is divinity, right? Because humans are bestowed with all the aspects of the divine. Because Paramatma is there inside. Once we turn inward, we become Paramatma. That is, all the qualities of Paramatma would be reflected through us. No, we become so transparent that we vanish. That is why when we see some saints and sages, you don't see the person. You see something that is so inexplicable, beyond words. We will be seeing that aspect or quality of the person there. The person vanishes. And that is humanly possible. That is possible for us. Is what the Upanishads say. When there is kartrutvam, that is the sense of doership. Example is, if I think that I am taking this session, then I have to reap the karma which comes out of it. That is either I have to take the blessings, or I may have to take your comments or criticism. All this come into picture. When I am not doing this, it is Guru Garu who is doing this. You see, everything goes to him. If you say the session is good, it goes to him. If you want some more help out of this, he will give you. You see, the channel is at the highest level. The energy channel is at the highest level. It is not the persons who are interacting here. It is the energies at the highest level that will be interacting. So when there is no kartrutvam, karta is the person who is doing it. When there is no kartrutvam, there is no bhoktrutvam. Bhokta is the person who takes it, who eats it, who savors it, who relishes it. When there is no doership, when there is no sense of doership, there is no sense of or reaping the karma. For this, we have to expand our consciousness. That is what we are doing. By listening to this Omkar, what are we doing? We are trying to expand our consciousness, the sense of identification with the cross body. We are shifting that consciousness to, or the awareness to, a sense of being the subtle body. Then from there, slowly we are shifting the consciousness or awareness to a sense of being the causal body. We understand that there is some karma behind. And we cross all these states. We were saying the avasthas. Jagrat avastha, swapna avastha, sushupti avastha. These are the three states. And beyond that, there is a turiya avastha, we said. And in this context, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he explains this with a very simple example. The Upanishads and the great masters, they have become great because they could explain all these deepest concepts with ease. So that a person like me who doesn't know Sanskrit, who is not very well read, could understand the essence of it. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he compares this body with that of a boat in a river. River is the flow of life, right? He says that you flow with the river. And he compares the water with that of a desire. If the water enters the boat sinks. See how beautiful this example is. He compares this body or this person with that of a boat. The boat is flowing in the river. The river is the flow of life. No, we don't cease to exist, right? When you understand, we are doing it with awareness. We don't cease to exist. We exist. We flow along with the river, but with caution and care to see that the waters do not enter the boat. If there is a hole to the boat, the water seeps in and the boat sinks. In a similar way, if a desire, one enters inside, then this whole thing will sink again. He means that we just fall back to the ground level again. And then we were talking about suffering, right? All of us would have suffered or would have been suffering. And it is only in the understanding that this suffering ceases. No, we might have a disease or something bad might happen in our life. Okay. All these things, they do happen, but we are looking at it through a different lens. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself had a tumor on his body, but he was looking at it, that was bleeding. That was actually, if it had been one of us, we would keep crying because we have been afflicted with that. But he was looking at it. He would give away his body to the doctors who were very keen on operating on that, to remove that or try to help him. But he would just smile at it. And he would say, Daniki edo ayindi. It means something happened to that, he would say. See, did he not have pain? He would have had pain. He would say that something happened to this gross body. Daniki edo ayindi. Something happened to that, he would say. His consciousness has shifted to the divine consciousness. These saints are born divine. They just come in the human form only to give us that confidence that this is possible for us also. No, I just can't compare Maharshi, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, to any of our efforts that we take. They are born divine. So in the previous lives, they would have done so much of tapas. But they are so divine that they could help us. They could help us. All these things happen at the flick of a second. It is not necessary for us to undergo so many lives and so much of suffering. It is not necessary when you are in the hands of a guru. The mountain of karma would seem like would vanish in a second. Oh, I was also telling you the example of Kashi, which is called as the Mahasmasanam. People go there to die, As you go and see in Kashi, you see thousands of people waiting there to die. What is death? Again, that is the crux of this whole Atma Vidya. Overcoming the fear of death is death. Overcoming the fear of death, that we will be dying, that doesn't bother anymore. So they just happily go through the streets waiting to die. And what happens there? Most people, the masters, they say, in Kashi, we were also seeing the story of Jada Bharat when the last desire has brought him to a new life again. He was thinking of the fawn and he got the birth of a deer again. In Kashi, most, like you can say it's a divine information. The last split second when a person is leaving the body, we should not say he's dying. Because we understand that there is no death to Atma. When the Atma is leaving the body, it seems, there is mountain of karma behind, right? The impressions or the psychological imprints which we have accumulated over births and births. All this, they happen in a split second. The person can see all those misdeeds and deeds in a flick of a second. And that is where the karma is burnt. That is the beauty of that place. That is the essence of that place. The mere presence, you don't have to do any yoga. You don't have to put in any effort. Just be there. And when the time comes, you don't hasten the process of leaving the body, or you don't delay it. It happens. When it happens, all the karma just goes around like a reel in a flash of a second, and that is burnt. And then there is nothing left. When there is nothing left, that is the divine consciousness we are talking about. That is the Paramatma we are talking about. Where there are no attributes. We are full of so many attributes. We see things with attributes. We are used to giving or labeling people, things and situations with attributes that it becomes difficult for us to imagine something which is free of attributes, right? To imagine something or to think of something which has no attributes will be really difficult for us. And that is where Guru drags us. He drags us. He just holds our hand. He puts you there. This is a divine process. So So this is all beyond logic, right? We were also discussing why not logic, because logic is limited by our understanding. If we understand a little, our logic is here. You understand a little more, the logic becomes bigger. So this process is never ending, because we cannot consciously, using logic, reach a state of the divine. It's difficult. N number of births will not help us. So then there is the guru who has crossed over, who knows what it means, who knows what a thing or a consciousness which has no attributes means. He knows that. He has experienced that. Rather, he is a form of the divine. Divine has assumed his form. That is why these divine saints can help us understand this gross critical things in a simple way. And they can take us to the divine again, where for us to understand, because we understand what an attribute is. So so we can talk in terms of attribute, because we know that. We can only talk about things which we know, or the aspects which we know. So in the next session, I will continue. I think I will stop here. Any interactions, please?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, masters, any sharings or anything that you want onto this topic? Please raise your hand. I can unmute you. Okay.
Over to Parameshwaran.
Yeah, permission, sir.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punaha. Namaste to all my divine souls. As she was telling, ultimately, see, we do puja, so many things, and at havans, and at least some of you would have heard in the end the chant, Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Edyat Sagalam Parasmai Narayana Yeti Samarpayami. So this is what is she has been explaining, without kartritva, doership, or nishkama karma. Whatever I am doing with my senses and mind, with all these indriyas, it's all I am offering as yours. So here I would put it in a normal language, layman's language, in a movie, hero. So if the picture is success, the hero becomes so famous. Now he can take credit. Yeah, it is my capability like that. But their kartritva comes. Now suppose the same person, another movie is a failure, not popular. Then who is to be blamed? Then we will say, oh, the director and so many others. So the life also like this, we have to see there is a director. So as Bhagavad Gita talks about, Krishna is there. So he is the director. So whether good or bad, my job is to just play as the command comes. So when we live like that, so the command here, the director is inside. The guru, yes, the physical guru help us. That is why we are all here now. See, now yesterday Bhuvaneshwari ji was invoking first general prayer. You can add any name to that second line, Shivananda Guru. Prostration. Like that Ramakrishna Ashram, they will say Ramakrishna or Vivekananda, Shankaracharya. or your own any other name. So the name only we are adding, but the Guru is principle, it is the same. So we are all fortunate. We are already here with that light is in front of us. All that we have to see is like, as she was telling, no? If you are within the walls, the sunlight will not come. So coming out of that, light is coming from everywhere. Are we opening our, yes, the doorless door? So with that power, when we proceed in life day to day, we definitely get the right guidance and right result according to, of course, our karmas. But once you are ready, it can be washed off quickly. Unlike other people who are not here, like this, who are not in sadhanas, thinking of even, they will have to wait a longer time. That's also for us. We are already on the wheels now. Let's try. There's a driver, only we have to sit. That's all. With that understanding. So if you are not taken a comfortable seat, take comfortable seat for meditation. That means samagriva shirokaya, aligned. Your shira, neck, body aligned in straight line. So spine erect, we say. Like that, pranayama and meditation should be done. So, taking again deep breaths 2-3 times, conscious breathing, inhaling. You are feeling that you are taking cosmic energy, not just air. As you are exhaling, feel power. That I am releasing all the unwanted thoughts, feelings, blocks. With that exhale, 2-3 times. Let go, let go, let go. Your shoulder should be collapsed. Tension, stress we carry on the body. Now let's go for Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. With Nasika Mudra, preferably. Start from Mother is Father, Chandra, Surya, Ida, Pingala. That's why we always, ladies first we say. So Mother first. Start first empty, exhaling. Then slow and steady breath. Holding. Comfortable level. Opening Surya Nadi, right. Exhale fully, slowly. Again, wait for a moment, then inhale slowly. Holding. Then opening the left nostril, exhaling slowly, fully empty. It's one cycle, do 5 cycles. At your own pace. Total awareness is the key. We have completed. Get ready and follow the instructions. हृदाम्बुजे कर्णिकमध्य संस्थे सिंहासने संस्थित दिव्यमूर्तिं ध्यायेत् गुरुं चन्द्रकला प्रकाशं चित्पुस्तकाभीष्टवरं दधाना. Meditate on the divine form of the Guru seated on the throne, situated in the center of the pericup of the heart lotus, shining like the crescent of the moon, holding the book of knowledge.
Om